Being put over a barrel was a popular prison punishment in the United States. While many different methods are described in the newspaper archives, it generally involved tying a person down over a barrel and beating his or her bum with a paddle. Hi everyone, this is Elizabeth from Strange Ago, and today we are going to continue our look into former prison punishments. You have probably heard the phrase over a barrel, but what exactly does it mean? This late 19th century American phrase may have come from the practice of draping a drowned person over a barrel to help empty out his lungs, and the more dreadful practice of strapping a man, woman, or child over a barrel for flogging. We see these type of barrel floggings happening in American prisons from the late 19th to the early 20th centuries. For example, in 1899, it was reported that the dignity of Reverend Dr. G.B.F. Howard, the escaped convict preacher from Tennessee, who was returned to the Ohio penitentiary last night, suffered a severe shock this morning. He was taken into the punishment room of the prison, bent over a barrel, and a muscular prison official gave him a good spanking with a wooden paddle used for that purpose. He hollered like a wild Indian as the paddle was applied vigorously, and when the punishment was over, he stood crying. He will eat his meals standing for the next few days. In 1901, a joint legislative committee was investigating abuse at a Detroit prison. The committee took the testimony of several prisoners who had been flogged. Then the strap and the paddle used in administering corporal punishment were exhibited, and it was admitted that, preparatory to paddling, prisoners are bound over a barrel and their clothes let down. An article in 1905 not only described the method of barrel flogging used in a Virginia prison, it also mentions a punishment known as the cross. It states, "The cross is so named because the convict is pinned to the floor in much the same manner that he might be fastened to an upright cross. He is laid on his back on the hard floor in a cell absolutely bare and dark, with his arms outstretched and his wrists and ankles fastened in a rigid position. There he is, confined from 1 to 6 days. He is released for a luncheon of bread and water at mealtimes, and is taken out at night so that he may sleep enough to bear the tedious tortures the following day." The prison authorities at this same institution have, too, a convenient but none the less cruel custom of throwing the convict over a barrel, stripping off his clothes, and laying the flesh on his back and legs open with a long thick strap. The convict's feet are shackled, and one guard holds him by the wrists, while the other applies the lash. After a revolt in the Jackson, Michigan prison in 1912, convicts who were believed to have taken part in the revolt were flogged. The barrel method, described in the following article, was different from other methods mentioned in the newspapers. It reported, according to a guard, 9 were whipped Thursday. 3 of them were beaten so badly that they fainted and had to be taken to the prison hospital. The method used in punishing the prisoners is like that in vogue 2 years ago, according to the guard. A barrel is tied in the middle of a ladder. The convict is laid over the barrel, and his ankles and wrists tied to rungs of the ladder. He is gagged so that he cannot make an outcry. Then a 3-inch wide leather paddle, soaked in brine, is used. The men received from 10 to 30 blows, and in almost every instance blood was drawn, said the guard. 3 of them fainted and had to be carried away. It doesn't take many blows from this instrument of torture to almost convulse the victim with pain. I suppose those fellows need that sort of treatment, but, believe me, I wouldn't be one of them for all the money in the world. Barrel floggings and being chained to the floor weren't the only surprises waiting for convicts in the American prisons. There were also head cages and various forms of water torture. Thank you for watching my latest video. Please don't forget to give this video a like, and while you're at it, subscribe to Strange Ago to keep up with the latest videos covering our strange history.